Right, fine.
Do you just want to explain that? Because there might be somebody going, what?
You know, the funny thing is that there isn't anybody going what, because with Footloose, the remake of the original Footloose, and in between there's been a stage musical, hasn't there? It actually starts with a reference to the opening of the original Footloose, and the gag is that it's kind of modern day setting and everybody knows Footloose. So if you remember, one of the best things, did you saw the first Footloose when it came out?
I don't think I did, actually.
Oh, didn't you? Oh, okay, fine. Well, it was the movie that pretty much introduced Kevin Bacon. It at that point was unknown. This was long before the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. And the story is, kid from sort of town, he ends up in a small town where dancing is outlawed, but he just loves to dance, and then he takes up with the preacher's daughter, and between they decide to take on the town and decide that it is okay for kids to dance. And at the beginning of that film, the best sequence in Footloose is the opening, which is that it's Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins.
And what it has, you get a little montage of in the opening credits of the original Footloose of feet dancing. Footloose, see, boom, and it is the best sequence in the original film. That and the tractor race with Kevin Bacon. And at the beginning of this film, you get a whole bunch of kids out in an outdoor area, in a sort of outdoor rave, dancing along to Down in There, which appears to be playing in a sort of retro way because they all know Footloose, they all know the thing, everybody knows Footloose, and we even get a revival of the little foot, sort of knowing. No. So it's like from the beginning, the table is laid out, which is we've updated it a bit, we've added a bit more backstory, we've done a little bit here, but you know what? Basically, it's Footloose. Here's a clip.
Ren, I knew your mama. That's right. I knew Sandy. She had a wild spark just like you. Running off up north, trying to live the high life might have been fun, but it also led her into getting into some kind of unexpected trouble.
Unexpected trouble? I'm thinking when you say unexpected trouble, you're talking about me, right? Right? Look, believe me, don't believe me, suspend me, arrest me, I don't care. But you do me one favor, all right? Never talk to me about my mother again. You understand?
Hey! Let him go.
He's a hothead, but that's because he just wants to dance.
Good sound effect door there.
It is very good, isn't it? So that's Kenny Wormold stepping into the Kevin Bacon role. Now, essentially, everything that's in the original film is kind of redone in the remake in a way that's close enough that you kind of remembered how much he's sort of like although the original film was a guilty pleasure and a
loving
half.
remake. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, what they've done with the toe-tapping opening is they've changed it slightly, and I don't want to give it away, but they've changed it slightly, but it is an opening that says, hey, you remember the opening from the beginning? Well, here it is. There's the famous scene in the original which there's the tractor race, the guy's playing chicken, which obviously refers back to Rebel Without a Cause, and it's Kevin Bacon and the other guy, and they're on tractors. This time, at the beginning, there's a tractor. You think they're going to have the tractor race, but no, they have it with buses, right? They play chicken with buses, school buses. So it's like the same. They got the tractor, and then there's the buses. There's the bit when, in order to explain to the town hall, and they're all sort of very much in the thrall of Dennis Quaid's preacher, why it is that it's okay, religiously okay to dance, he has to quote from the Bible. And you remember, you didn't see the original film, but there's a thing in which Kevin Bacon does all the stuff about Ecclesiastes tells us this, and everybody else says this, and celebrate, in the dance, and dancing is all those scenes are there, and they are replayed in such a way that it's almost like, look, it's become a sacred text. It's become, we got it right the first time. Let's just do it. We'll update it a little bit in the light of the fact that this thing unbelievably had much more of a life than anybody expected. And everything is there pretty much as it was in the original, with a certain degree of updating. And obviously now the dancing is a little bit more athletic and a little bit more crunking than it used to be. And there's a lot of sort of, shaking around in a modern style that wasn't exactly...
Is there welding?
No, that's flash dance. And that with the welding, if you remember, led to the funniest gag in the Full Monty, when the blokes are trying to find out how it is that they dance when stripping, and they go and get a video of flash dance. And the bloke's looking at it and he says, that weld's never going to hold. She's doing that all wrong. The flame's completely the wrong heat. Anyway, Footloose. Yeah, so I saw it, and Dennis Quaid does the preacher role, and this new kid does the Kevin Bacon role, and the dancing is all done pretty much as before, and it's close enough to the original that I kind of thought, I'd quite like to see the original again, but it is exactly what Footloose was before, and it starts going down and down and down and down, and that still works for me. And I did at the end of it when he gets up and he does the big speech about, and we're told this by Ecclesiastes and this by, and everybody has to go and stroke their chins and then be sort of won over to his argument. I thought, yeah, fine, good, perfectly innocuous, good, jolly fun.